But if all your Reapers get wiped out, don't despair. You can make 4 more instantly, and 3 or 4 more, and that's all you really need to distract the computer long enough so that, excuse me, his buildings will start to get picked off, and he won't really be able to attack you very effectively. So I lose those Reapers, but guess what? If we look at the production tab, we have 4 more Reapers and Reaper speed and Reaper upgrade weapon on the way. So it's gonna be over. Here's player 5 still hanging on, and if you look at the army tab, usually Ken's a little faster in getting out some troops. He was kind of taking his sweet time here. I'm not sure why, but now that the computer players have some sight, got some vision, detectors, the Banshees are pulling back for now at least, and they did do some damage. Player 4, this is no drones. Player 5 has no drones. You don't have to totally take out any of these guys. If you kill all their drones, there's not much they can do, or SCVs. They all have just very little money, zero money. Only player 6 is the one who's got anything going for them. So one problem with Reapers is Colossi. Colossi has such long range, it just kills you. And I even had the speed upgrade, but I lost about half of them just by going in the wrong direction. It's always a good idea to have 2 groups of Reapers, so if one does die, you'll always have the other to back you up. So you can see as soon as I start attacking, this huge force pulls back, and I don't have any defense. So if they were able to come over there, then it would be pretty bad. And later on, they do make it over there, and they take out my planetary fortress and 1 barracks. But then we're able to harass again, and they pull back, and I just start making more Reapers again, and there's not much the computer can do about it. You can always rebuild in another place too if you feel like you've built in their way, in the path they've chosen to take. Sometimes they'll continually return to an area. Another thing I do is I set the rally point for my Reapers away from the barracks. And so once more, if you lose your buildings, you won't lose your troops. If you lose your troops, you won't lose your buildings. And if you lose your buildings, you won't lose your base. I'm getting shields, make them a little more hard to kill. So the D8 charge went up by 3. Now it does 33 damage, and their pistol does more damage too. Here comes the army here. I put this over here intentionally to get killed. I didn't know this army was here, but the factory has more hit points than the barracks. I'm not using the factory to build any units. I don't need the factory anymore because I already got the speed upgrade. So it's just basically going to be a warning for in case this were to happen, and it does happen. And so because this happens, hopefully that's the first building they'll waste their time killing, and while they're doing that, I only have a couple Reapers, 3 Reapers, but guess what? That's all you really need. As I started attacking their base, they don't seem to care, but they'll start to pull back in a minute here, and they'll kind of be indecisive. They'll go back and forth. Ken's helping by picking off some of their units. He has some good micro here to attack and reinforce and attack and reinforce, and if I had repaired this with any probes at all, it would have survived this attack and would have killed probably their entire force except for these colossi. But at this point they're still kind of ignoring my harassment, so I might have been wrong about the fact that they were going to pull back to defend until the banshees come, and then when the banshees start hitting them, that's a big enough threat to where they don't think they can handle it anymore, and because they had a little backup force in their base that could have handled the Reaper, but not the Banshee. So they pull back. There they go. And even though it looked bad there, guess what? I only lost one barracks and one factory and one planetary fortress that I wasn't even using or mining off of. And I don't need the money. So I just rearranged things here, and my 1-1 upgrade finished, and now building 5 more Reapers, and Orange is such a long way back to his base. He got so aggressive. That's the trade-off. When the computer gets so aggressive, then he will be so far out of position that he won't be able to get back to his base at all to defend it. So it's basically it's been game over for player 4 and 5 since the beginning of this game. It's already, they had never got going really. Usually you're not going to be able to get rid of 2 of the insane AI opponents that quickly. Usually you're going to have to build a bigger army and go in one at a time to take down their bases individually. But in this case, we just had so much success at the beginning of the game. This was probably one of the easier 1v1s we won with. Just the computer never really had a force that was going to be a threat. Not to the 3 of us combined, at least. Sometimes the computer will make a massive army, and you can still win easily because you don't need to defeat the army. You can just destroy all their buildings, and by the time their buildings are destroyed, even if they have a huge army, they will lose the game, and you never even have to destroy the army. But it gets easier to destroy their huge army once you do start picking off the computer players one by one. It's also a good idea to target the insane AI player who does have the biggest army or who is attacking you. That may be obvious, but we didn't do a great job of that in this game. If we had focused more on player 6, then he wouldn't be building random nexus in the middle of the field for no apparent purpose, except that he apparently has money to kill, and now though he has lost the game. To see what happened to his big army, but I think these banshees pretty much destroyed them, and then the stalkers finished them off. So one big army is not good enough to destroy just really 2 of the 3 of us. I never really built many troops except for some these overpowered Reapers, overpowered when they're upgraded, that is. Just 3 Reapers will take down this Nexus with a handful of their D8 charges. So hope you enjoyed this game and learned something, and good luck to you as you play against insane AI opponents. Until next time, see you later. I forgot to show the very end of this. Apparently there were still, you do have to kill all the buildings to win the game, so I just thought I would show that. You do have to kill all the buildings before you will win the game. Usually there will be a refinery somewhere, an extractor somewhere that needs to be killed, and then you will get the score screen. And there we go.